Hello everyone, it's been almost a year since my last video where we discussed which weapon is better, the Vandal or the Phantom. During this time there have been numerous changes in the game and the meta has changed significantly, so this question remains relevant to this day. Today I will tell you and help you make a decision on this extremely difficult choice, so that after watching the video everyone will know which one is better for them personally. I will explain why the Phantom has become twice as popular as it was a year ago, and whether it will continue to gain popularity in the future. I wish you a pleasant viewing and let's get started. In the previous video the Vandal won. The pick rate numbers for that weapon at the time were like this, but in the latest patch they changed it to this. And if we look at the latest esports event, the numbers are like this. Yes, the Phantom is still behind the Vandal, but not by 4 times as much as it was a year ago. So why it is like this right now? Why the Phantom suddenly become more popular? There are several reasons for this. The first reason is map rotation. As you know, Breeze is still under rework, and on Breeze many players preferred the Vandal because it was easier to hit shots and eliminate opponents with it. This was despite the fact that the Vandal has lower first shot accuracy. Now I've been playing with the Phantom a lot and I pay special attention to this because the Vandal always felt like something stable in my hands, like a weapon that hits all its shots accurately, even though that wasn't entirely true. Ultimately the Phantom shots more accurately, both scoped and unscoped. However, on Breeze the preference still leaned towards the Vandal. Now that we don't have Breeze and hopefully won't for a long time, and Icebox has been removed along with it, where there were also many long distances engagements. Split has returned, and Split is almost the only map where the Phantom dominates over the Vandal. And also developers added Bind, where the Phantom will be more comfortable compared to a map like Breeze as well. So this was the first reason. There are more maps right now that favor for the Phantom. The second reason relates to changes in agent balance. Take a look here. This is the same EMEA League. The combined pick rates of Phoenix, Reyna and Chamber are lower than Yorus, which is quite amusing to see. It's remarkable how well Riot managed to diminish the most meta agent, which was the reason why the Vandal was picked so often. It was always played with Chamber, and more importantly, because of Chamber, players didn't pick Sova or Killjoy. They were simply ineffective agents, whereas now Killjoy is among the top 3 agents along with the Jet and Omen, and Sova feels pretty good too. Then there is Viper, another agent who pairs well with the Phantom. You can comfortably shoot through your wall or smoke, one-shot opponents caught in your poison and not hesitate to shoot from your ultimate. Even when playing as duelist with the Phantom, I no longer experience any problems. I understand that as Jet, I don't always need to like 1v1 enemies. On the contrary, I use my smokes, throw another one to draw more potential while my team moves forward, and then the distances between me and the opponent became much shorter. The next reason emerged quite recently, and it's related to the current meta of playing with the first armor. The idea is that the first armor is 600 credits cheaper, so over 11 rounds you can save yourself 6600 credits. That's enough for 2 Phantoms with a light armor or an additional operator. In other words, you can buy equipment 2 rounds more frequently. This works because at the professional level headshots are very common and the type of armor doesn't matter much since the Vandal always one-shots you. On the other hand, professional players with the Phantom know how to take advantages positions. However, this hasn't fully translated into regular ranking games, so you can take advantage of it. With the Phantom, you'll have the ability to one-shot your opponents at a distance of not just 50 but up to 30 meters, which is sufficient in many gameplay situations. And as we remember, the Phantom is more accurate than the Vandal, so this distance is quite comfortable for it given the current meta. But that's not all. The Phantom, as you know, is a faster firing weapon, shooting 11 bullets per second, while the Vandal shoots 9.75 bullets per second. So if your opponent is playing with the first armor, you'll need to land 4 body shots with the Phantom at a distance from 0 to 30 meters to kill them, which will take 363 milliseconds. If your opponent has the second armor, then you'll need to land 5 shots in both cases, which takes 450 milliseconds. However, with Vandal, in all cases, at a distance from 0 to 50 meters, you'll need to land 4 shots taking 410 milliseconds. And here's the thing, if your opponent has no armor, you'll kill them faster with a Phantom by simply spraying at the body, but if the second armor is present, you'll need to land 5 shots, which takes longer than using the Vandal. However, remember that if your opponent is within 50 meters, even if they have the second armor, you'll still need to land only 4 body shots with a Phantom. So that's precisely why many people think spraying with a Phantom is easier and more convenient, but in reality it's all because of the the fire rate. So what conclusion can we draw from these 3 points? The most important one is to play with the weapon you feel most comfortable with. In this act I started playing exclusively with the Phantom after buying the skin from the new collection, and that purchase actually made me appreciate this weapon. At close distances the Phantom feels much more enjoyable than the Vandal, but still there are some situations when you deal 140 damage and the enemy survives. Although after those situations I take the Vandal and somehow start shooting heads through the walls or something else happens and I still can't finish them off. Plus there are many situations where you feel like you dealt 140 damage and didn't get the kill, but with the Vandal you wouldn't have definitely eliminated the opponent as well. However, with Vandal you wouldn't have made such shots at all. Despite all this, I'm not saying that the Vandal has become somewhat weaker, not at all. Its advantage and disadvantages remain unchanged, and it's still the same weapon as before, it just suits a different playstyle. With the changes in the map pool and the agent balance, scenarios favoring the use of the Phantom have increased, but that doesn't mean it won't change again in the future. So make sure to write in the comments what do you think about these 2 weapons, which one is the best for you, and that's all for me. Thank you so much who watched till the end, see you soon, bye bye.